Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's enjoyed their weekend, enjoyed their Sunday. Hope everyone's out there is doing well on this beautiful fall Sunday or evening. Sorry, third shift. My day would actually just be starting. I finally had a full week work, full week of work in last week after being sick and then up still sick. I still got slight upper respiratory infection, so I didn't get to do any other videos this week. It's just been kind of chaotic. Like I said, I've been in the process. I've moved and then been in the process this week. Now that our money situation is finally straightened out, kinda, and trying to get this place furnished, which managed. Caught a deal of lifetime at Big Lots yesterday. They were running a big sale. Basically, I ended up getting my king size bed for free, plus a $200 discount on the 5-piece sectional I bought. So yeah, I've dumped a lot of money the last couple of days. But I only got a few more things to get. I gotta get a washer and dryer, a vacuum. But pretty much after the washer and dryer, it's I gotta get some dressers and stuff. But other than that, things are going great on my end over here. It's just taking a little bit getting used to. The work schedule's taking a little bit to get used to too. I was so tired Friday. Plus, I got a 2-hour commute now. So, yeah, it takes its toll by the end of the week. But hey, like I said, title's what it is, what it is, what it is. Ignore the title for most part. I am that I am. Like most of you guys have figured that out by now. I do what I want, say what I want, but it does have meaning because to me it has a lot of meaning. To you guys, it probably doesn't have nothing. And to some of you out there, yeah, you know what it means. I am that I am. That's why I talk about labels a lot. You know, and we're in the season of Halloween, so why not kind of just go there? I mean, for real, the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. Roughly, you know what I mean. Going on 2 years. Every day has been Halloween. I mean, let's keep it real. Our economy is a nightmare, but that's because of the monsters that are in power. Might as well call them what they are. They're monsters. They're not looking out for the American people. They're not doing the jobs they're putting in. We got a dictator president. I hear people say, "Oh, I'm not going to talk bad about him. It's elderly abuse." I'm sorry. Nope. There's no elderly abuse there whatsoever. That man's a psycho, a sick individual who is destroying this country. Period. In fact, not even a period. Let's put an exclamation mark on that because that's what he's trying to do. Our politicians have got everybody so scared now with OSHA. And you know what the worst part of it is? He hasn't done shit with that yet. He hasn't signed no executive orders. He just keeps talking about it. And look at the fear it's spread. Of course, now it's got a little bit more credibility. Now OSHA's taking it in advisement, send it to their advisory board and money board. So now it's got a little weight, but you notice how the puppet master is not getting his hands dirty? How he's not put that pen to paper yet? Through fear, he is making things happen. Let's talk about a true monster. A friend of mine on Facebook sent me a image, well, through Facebook Messenger. Well, conveniently, when I clicked on it and blow it up so I could read it, there's a little transparency with false information. We have fact checked this, so I couldn't read the article that well. But the gist of the article was about the truckers out in California, what's going on. And I know truckers. I grew up around truckers. Truckers is what make this world go around in the United States while we're BSing about it. This little crisis that they've caused, and it's not the truckers that caused it, it's the employers of the truckers. It's the big Walmarts, Myers, the big corporate sectors. We already knew the fight between Amazon and Walmart that was been going on with the trucking. Let's get more clean stuff. Let's push more minivans, eco-friendly on Amazon's part. Let's go more automated, electric. Let's get away from the big rigs and big semis. They still use them, but far less. All this stuff's been manufactured way before the pandemic came around. They're using this pandemic to sow so much fear. I came across the video today. How accurate it is, I don't know, because I really don't know the streamer. It's some streamer on BitChute, so I'm not really. But it was an interesting video. If it was, because it was real, this employer, and I love this. I got a chuckle out of it. Well, he says OSHA's taken over, and he's kind of a mom and pop type person, the way he portrayed himself in the video. He's like, well, with this OSHA stuff, I can't afford it. I can't afford to keep workers. So I'm going to fire. He's got like 130, I think, or something up there, 130, 160, somewhere. He don't got that many employees, but he's got over 100. So to get under the 100 mark, he's got to fire people because he can't afford it to pay the fines, to do everything that they will be asking. So what's he do? He goes, and technically he's probably going to get sued for it. It's discrimination. But it's the best kind. I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? He fired every single vaccinated person that worked for him. Then he took all their pay wages and divvied it up amongst the 92 employees that he kept that were unvaccinated. Bravo to him. Not really, because it's still putting people out of a job. There's no right answer or wrong answer. What did he do? I mean, people are going to applaud. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, hey, I got new toys. Sorry. I couldn't resist. But, I mean, that's not the answer. I mean, it's him fighting back and taking a stand. I commend him for that. But you're still putting people out the door, unemployed. Because they made a choice. No, I stand by my last video. I'm not being nice to anybody anymore. Our freedom is about our freedoms of choices. These people chose to get vaccinated. That was your rightful choice. It's like my rightful choice is to take a stand and not get vaccinated. I will not. I will not let that poison in my veins. I have a perfectly good immune system. I am that I am. I know myself. I know when I need to go to the doctor for medicine and when I don't. I know when my body struggles to fight something off and it needs help. What it doesn't need is something foreign put into it. But I can see that I'm being shadow banned across the board here. Current viewers 0. I know that's not true. The point is, what do we deem was right and what do we deem was wrong? Is what dude did was right or wrong? He took a stand. Taking a stand is right, but there's a right way to go about it. Firing the vaccinated people wasn't the answer. That's just playing into the system, playing into their game. They want you to fire people. They really don't care if they're vaccinated or unvaccinated who you get rid of. So in a sense, what dude did, he just, in the end, back to the old puppet master, did their work for them. There's so many places hiring right now, but nobody's working. Now it's going to get even worse. And yet, I got to reiterate, no pen has been put to paper. You guys are all running through fear, which nothing wrong with that. To use that fear and direct it the right way, like someone did last week. Like several people did. Fire department slapped a lawsuit against the state. Parents slapped a lawsuit against the school board and the school. We had a fraternal order of police, commissioner, I think, of the fraternal order of police, take a stand. Granted, particular area, I kind of agree with what Tim Pool had to say on that matter, especially the old Chicago and Illinois in that area. But people are coming out and taking a stand. We have the sheriff out in California taking a stand. It's not going to force the mandate on his people. But then again, sheriff's trunk fed. And I get it. Nothing's easy anymore. Even to pull your kids out of school, homeschooling, it's not an answer because the homeschooling's been corrupted and so controlled. It's hard to find a good homeschooling that is real education and not what the feds and states want. Because when you're homeschooling your kids, guess what? You're taking control and power back from the state, from the federal system. You're educating your kids. You're watching. One parent has to be there now. Has to make sure they're doing their studies, what they're studying. And they've been trying forever to re-rig that system. We live in a world full of monsters. Our political system is nothing but monsters. They prey on your fears. They prey on your needs, your wants, on your division. They feed you lies left and right, and you still vote these people back in. Because you're stuck in that psycho thriller of a psychological mind fuck that you have to be one or the other. You have to choose. You know what the truth of that is? You never have to choose. Ever. You're a free person. You're not a slave that's told you can only vote this way. You can only vote this party line. You can never vote the other one or you're evil. But then again, what do I say that? I am that I am. I am that I am. What is that? What does that mean? It's simple. It means what it is. Each of us are kings and queens. We are answerable to one God. Whatever you choose to call your God. I'm not going to get an argument in that philosophical, dogmatic debate. Because that's just another tool they use to divide us and pit us against each other. Plain and simple. See, we've forgotten simplicity. I hate simplicity. But I like the simple things. Me and simplicity don't get along. Why? Because I can only compute complexity. Something simple throws me for a loop. Literally. But I love the simple things in life. I mean, I don't need much to get by. Been like that my whole life. You know how hard it was for me to shop this week? To get all these things that everybody seems to have and like we have to have. I'm like, man, I'm spending a lot of money. I mean, I got deals. So I didn't spend a lot of money, but I spent a lot of money. Do I really need this 5-piece sectional? Do I need this king size bed? I mean, I got an air mattress. It's working just fine. Oh, wait, I'm not just shopping for myself anymore. You know, there's another person in my life. So I got to get used to doing these things. I mean, I live from paycheck to paycheck. And let me tell you, it hurt. I just managed with this full check, the last two checks that were 2/3, and plus a little bit of my girlfriend's money, got back out of the red. And that's how we do. How I keep saying, we live in a world full of monsters. Oh wow, I was late by one day on a payment to one of my credit cards. Oh my God, they're blowing up my phone. I overdrafted twice. And I'm not even supposed to be allowed to overdraft in my bank account. Boy, they were on top of it. Another credit card. Because which I'm allowed to, it's the one credit card where it's all my credit cards have fixed limits, $500 or $300. But one has, I can pay an extra $40 if I go over what I have. And I did. I did a guess. I was broke. Bank account in the red. Oh my God, they blew up my phone for 3 days. 4 days. Even after I paid everything off. They still called me. They're that thirsty for money. And I sat there and explained it to them. I was quarantined for 10 days. You know? Oh, we don't care. We want the money. You want your money? Bet. I'm going to give you your money. I'm going to pay the card off. Then I'm going to rip and cut your card off and cancel it. I hate cards. I've never was a fan of credit cards. I just got them to build up my credit. Guess what? I built my credit up. I don't need them anymore. Oh, wait. Yes, you do. Because all that shit falls off. You know, instead of being rewarded for having good credit, for never being in debt, they penalize you. Oh, you haven't taken any loans out in the last 7 years. Okay. All that credit that you built up disappears. You haven't got a credit card, you haven't used it in 10 years, all that disappears. Actually, I think it's less now in 10 years. The system's designed to keep you in debt. Because you want to know what's worse than bad credit? You're actually rewarded for bad credit. No credit. If you have no credit, you can't get nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you got bad credit, you can go apply and get a credit card. You can go apply and get a loan. They're going to give it right to you. But if you have zero credit, oh, no, you don't. You don't exist. We ain't giving you nothing. Why is that? Well, because credit cards are not banks, they're corporations. Greedy, filthy monsters that prey on keeping you under their foot, owing them money, indebted slaves to them, to the system. The true monsters of this world. They don't give nothing back. They don't take any of their millions and billions that they rake in to help the homeless, help the homeless vets. Imagine if they did so. They could clean up so many parts of our states. They could get all these homeless people off the streets. They could employ them. I mean, oh my God. I'm not going to name a particular bank that I've got right now. But every time, oh my goodness, we really don't want to go. Man, I tore into them yesterday. And nothing pisses me off more. That every time I call, I can't speak to an American citizen that can talk English. They give me a number that I had to replay for like 15 minutes to get the phone number to call them because I couldn't make out what they're saying. But there's jobs right there that can be brought back here in the United States that people would do. But no, they sell it over to India, other foreign countries, and let them do it because they don't have to pay them. Let's talk about the real monsters of this world. There's people, and a lot of these companies and corporations are right here, started right here in America. But yet, they prey on you. They feed off you. They get rich off you. And then they sit back and cackle at night at how pathetic you are and how much control they have over you. They feed off that power that you've given them. Yes, they are true monsters. But you want to know what the biggest monster in the room is? Me. I am that I am. I am a free thinker. I am awake, fully. I am a king in my own rights. I'm no serf. I am no slave. I bow down to no one. And I will not back down. I will speak my mind. And to them, guess what? I am the monster. I am that which they fear most. They fear our Constitution. They fear our freedoms. They fear our rights. They fear people that can see past their illusions and lies, that long snip their cords and strings that they try to play us like puppets. I am nobody's puppet or marionette. But I have no problem playing with some marionettes. Like I said, last few videos, the toolbox is wide open. What is good for the goose is great for the gander, and I'm going to have fun. I'm going to use every tool at my disposal, every platform at my disposal, and point all this crap out. I'm going to use every little energy that's floating around, especially this time of year. Man, I'm going to show you how to cause not ripples, but tsunamis. You know, YouTube fact checkers. That's the biggest joke of them all. You know, and that's what kills me. How are you going to fact check something where I can go talk to these truckers, and I have several, and I'm getting the story right from the source, the ones that are out there doing the East Coast, West Coast swing, which is the hardest haul any trucker does. You know, plus not to mention, they made it so hard to hire new truckers. All the hoops and legalities you got to go through now. The facial recognition, thumbprint scan, being federally background checked. You know, it's like construction. Yep. And most of you guys don't care because that's how you've been taught. But a lot of people that get out of prison, out of jail, that just can't find work because they're being judged. Because, they're an ex-felon. They don't deserve anything. They don't deserve right. That's some of your guys' mental capacities. Been there, dealt with you most of my life. But you can't see past who the person is today. You don't want to give the person a chance. That's some of the problem. You don't want to give a person a chance, and you turn your back on them instead of being the good brother, the good sister, the good steward, and giving them a chance. Yes, there are some out there that'll just screw that chance up, but not all of them. But you condemn them all, like I said, repeatedly. Just because one bad apple or a few bad apples don't make the rest bad. But, and there brings us to another set of monsters. Those that can't stop judging people. Those that believe, you did something wrong, you don't deserve anything. What a shame. Actually, to me, you're the worst monsters of them all. You're nothing but bigots and hypocrites. Because you contributed to what we're seeing today. You contributed, you allowed yourself to be someone else's puppet, thinking your shit don't stink. Well, let me tell you, everybody's shit stinks. And everybody's got skeletons in their closets. Some just hide it better than others. Then some are so rich they can buy their way out of anything. We've seen that play out since I can remember. Really, every day's been Halloween for a while. Everybody puts a mask on. Oh, I'm scared. I'm living in fear. And some probably need to wear a mask. But as we've learned through masks, they're not the healthiest thing either because you're breathing in carbon dioxide. When you exhale carbon. And half these masks, and I'm going to tell you for a fact, there was a mask company opened up, not going to name the city or town, was opened up in Ohio. They got all their machines from China. They opened up before they were even approved by the FDA. You know what they were doing to the masks that they got from China? They were stamping "Made in America" on them through one of their machines. Wow. And for those that want to know how I know, well, a relative of mine worked there for a little bit and quit. They had to lay them all off for like almost 3 months because the building wasn't FDA approved. Then when they come back, well, we still can't run the machines because they can't read it. It's all in Mandarin. So they don't got to find someone to come in, set the machines up for them. So they're still stamping old masks from China that are made in the U.S., saying it's made in the U.S. Oh my God, I about lost it. Right in my backyard. How dare you? Greedy, thirsty. And that's what it was. Jumping on the opportunity to get rich quick. because everybody's in fear. Everybody has to have a mask. It's been mandated. Well, now it's not mandated. People are still buying a mask. So I'm leery now of any mask I would buy anywhere. Now that I know the ugly truth, there's just stamping made in America in it. Not that I can wear a mask anyway, so. Like I said, where do you guys draw your lines? How far are you going to let things go? I see people pushing back. I see people standing up. But then again, I also know people can't afford to push back, so only so far. That's the power of fear. That's also the power of reality, because the reality is you have to work. Most of us barely get by from check to check. And if we got families and mouths to feed, it's even worse. They have our backs against the wall. I realize that now more than ever. Now that I get to experience that little part of it, makes me realize what I gave up by giving up bachelorhood. I wouldn't trade it a moment of it, giving it up. Trust me, I'm the happiest man on earth right now. But that's beside the point. But thankfully, I'm in a different situation. I don't like it because that's just my ego. That's just me being old school. The values that I was brought up with, which I watched get completely destroyed us through the 90s, so it really don't bother me, honestly. It's just, one of those, man. But then again, I dug my own grave a long time ago, so. I've got another one dug, ready to go. Because I know I'm one of those statistics. I know the things that I spew out my mouth has consequences. And trust me, I've put distance between myself and a bunch of people when I do things or get ready to do things that I know might have repercussions. Because we all know you can't punish me. But yeah, you can. You don't have to punish me per se. You can just go around me and get me where it really hurts. So, yeah, there's that. But then again, there's also that I know how to throw that switch. I can be a sociopath when I want to be. I don't have to feel. I don't have to care. Dangerous switch to throw, but I know how to throw it. I know how to turn that off. Don't make me. Some of you like, oh, that don't exist. Ask some people, the people that really know me, that watched me throw that switch and turn it off for a few months on end. They'll tell you a whole different story of a different person. And like I said, I am that I am. I am that I am. I choose the labels that I want to be at this time. I choose what is going to have power over me at this time, or what I'm going to allow to have power over me, or what I'm going to have power over you with. Because it works both ways. I choose what's allowed in my life and not in my life. in which with each different label I choose at this whatever time I feel to grab a different hat and put it on, guess what? That's a different aspect of me. That's a different label. That's the power of labels. That's the power of titles and entitlement. When I sit here and tell you that my history, that's part of my history. Understanding what labels are, what freedom truly is. I'm not going to judge anyone by their sexual preference. I'm not going to judge any transgender because they choose to be something that they're not. I might not agree with it, but you know what? They have that right. That is a freedom of choice and a freedom of expression. I will respect that and leave it at that. I might not agree with it, but it's a label. It has power and meaning to them. Now we respect that. But also respect my feelings and views on the matter. And we'll get along just great. I got a bunch of friends that are homosexual. I got a couple that are transgender. We get along just fine. In fact, we don't eat every now and then. Like, don't you got a problem? No. Why? Because you're my brother and sister. You're an American. Why do I got a problem with what you choose to be? And it's hard for people to understand that because they've been taught since they were born, since they started going to church, since they started going to school, that this is wrong. Yes, maybe it is. Maybe it's not. We do not know, and I'm not arguing it because I don't care. I can't stand dogma. I've seen spiritual people of all walks of life. You know, and every spiritual person is also my brother and sister. But yet, we're taught that we're not going to argue the semantics of anything. But until you literally do what I did, walk a mile in my shoes and go to every denomination out there, attend their churches, and see what's being preached from the pulpits. And you can see, and you'll quickly see the difference between dogma and spirituality. There's so many spiritual beings that go to church every day that are amazing people. But then there's the ones that just adhere to the dogma, the hate. Oh, completely overlook that we're supposed to love one another. Nope, you're this, you're that, you're evil. I can't associate with you. Do you guys not see how we got to this point? And that part's been going around for millennia. That's the dirtiest trick in the book to begin with. I am that I am. Yes, maybe at sometimes I am a dummy Haaretz. Maybe at some time I'm the opposite. Maybe at some point I'm that homeless person in the street that you overlook. They're the ones that truly see this world for what it is. They see the kindness in people. They see the evil in people. They see the real monsters walk by them every day. I'm just that fool, that gesture that you all ignore. And I'm glad that you do. Because I see it all. I overhear everything. But yet, we stand here, or stand here, whatever you may be doing, laying there, or just already tuned me out, changed the channel. That's cool. We stand at the cups that we got all these monsters. And then every day's been Halloween. But yet we're seeing these people finally stand up. But, I'm an optimist. Yes, my friends, yes, he's very optimistic. I put on a good show. I really do. I'll be the first one to tell you, do as I say, not as I do. And most definitely, do not practice what I preach. It'll get you in trouble. Because I know me. I know who I am. I know who my founding fathers were. I know my name. My genealogy is tied to that Constitution through blood, sweat, and tears. Also, that we can have freedoms. I know what it means to be that person that you just said, what? And you guys go running, oh, he's fake. He's a liar. He's a deceiver. He hurt my feelings. How dare him say I'm not a constitutionalist? I'm not a patriot. Actions speak louder than words. Get over it. You can't respect everybody's freedoms of choice. You can't respect the fact this person chose to get vaccinated just because you chose not to. Doesn't mean that person's wrong. You can't accept this person because he's a different faith, has different beliefs than you, because his sexual orientation is different. Then don't tell me you're a patriot. Don't tell me you're a constitutionalist. I'll tell you to go get fucked. In fact, I'll tell you to set and spin. When you reach your elbow, the ride's over. And dare you to do something. That's the mentality that keeps us in this fucking shithole that we're in right now. That's what's got us here. The division. Some people, your language is offensive. Good. Go cry me a river. It's meant to be. If you're going to give me that much power, I'm taking it. Now who's the monster? But that's the mindset that all these evil pricks in government and these big corporations and businesses have. But there's rules to engagement. There is no rules to engagement. There's no rules when it comes to war. There's no feelings. Those are for afterwards. Hence why we have so many people suffering from PTSD that nobody takes time to help except for those few out there. No big corporation steps in and help these people out. But yet they're wrong. They deserve that. No, they don't. They fought, bled, or did whatever they did because they believed in what our Constitution, they believed in what they were doing, protecting each one of us from foreign and domestic. But yet, nobody cares. And that's how they see it. They're the monsters. No, they're not. They're the true heroes. They're the ones that sacrificed everything, including a part of themselves. Now, what they need is people to help them, be there for them. Let them know they're not the monster. The true monsters are what that's in power right now. Our Congress, our state legislation, our judges, our big corporations that are bleeding us dry. They're dictating who has a right to work now, who don't. And yet no pen to paper has been applied. True monsters feeding off other monsters. Scraps. Just by one suggestion, one threat. Never had to put pen to paper yet. He's going to let others do the dirty work for him. Why? Because constitutionally he knows he can't. It's above his authority. Yet the very thing he fears. So he's going to let others do it. So it'll end up in court systems where these corrupt judges who play politics instead of uphold the law will make rulings so he can say, well, they did this, so therefore I can do this. You know, some people applauded the Texas governor for what he was doing. But yet, there's going to be people that take that to court. And the way judges play politics these days, they rule only on politics. There's going to be case rulings where corporations that force people to get vaccinated and fire the non-ones are going to win cases, which adds fuel to the fire. You know, we're going to have the ones that also win and have their rights and freedoms protected. But these evil monsters are going to use the ones that they bought and paid for that verdict to screw everyone. I applaud these governors. Not that I'm a fan. They're all corrupt. That are taking stances. You know, not every state's a sanctuary state. And that's been selling this country out for decades. Those are the true states that should be null and void and removed from our states. I tell you what, give them a few months of fending for themselves, they'll come running and crying back. That would require warfare on our sovereign soil, and we don't want that. You know, that's what they deserve. But unfortunately, that's speaking for the monsters. That's not speaking for the everyday people, the innocents, who always get hurt in this. It's never the real monsters that get hurt in the end. It's the innocent ones. You know, the collateral damage. They're the ones that suffer the most. It's always the innocents that suffer. It's always the ones that are trying to get by, do the right thing, that suffer. That's the system we've been living in for centuries, millennia. That's designed to keep you entrapped, enslaved, living through fear. You know, I am that I am. You know what? One of the first things I was taught. My grandfather was the first one to ever teach me this. You conquer your fears. You face your fears and you conquer them. Because if somebody can make you fear they have control over you. They have power over you. They can manipulate you. You should fear nothing in this world. The only thing you should fear is your maker. Whoever you claim that to be. I am that I am. I am fear. I know how to spread it. I know how to cause it. I know how to manipulate it. And I know how to negate it and conquer it and give it no meaning and no power. It's time that each and every single one of you that listened to this video that's made it this far, watch many people tune in and quickly tune out on certain subjects. It means I must be doing my job somehow. Take up the motto or the mantle of not living your life in fear by facing your fears and conquering them. Taking power back. That's how you start. It is that simple. The simplest things are always the most enlightening, awakening things. It starts by taking control of that fear and conquering it, making it a part of you. I no longer fear this. It is me. It is now your weapon to use against those that try to use it against you, because they fear us more than we fear them. And that's the God honest truth. They fear our freedoms. They fear our rights. They fear what we'll do when we see through their lies and illusions and defeats. When we see them for what they truly are, monsters. That's all you gotta do. That's how you start taking this control, this power away from them. And you strengthen yourselves and those around you, because they'll see it. They'll see a difference in you. Like I said, each and every one of us can create tsunamis. It starts with just a little ripple. It starts with just a little change in how we see things, how we do things, how we start taking back that fear and conquering it. And that causes, it's not small ripples, that will start causing big ripples. You would literally make your very foundations shake when you do that. Are you ready to start taking back what's been taken from you? Are you still looking for that white knight in shiny armor? Sorry guys, I wear black. And it's not shiny. I ain't your knight in white shiny armor. Yet you can find some other fall guy for that one. That's exactly what they are. A big walking bullseye. You're your own white knight in shiny armor. Just don't shine too brightly. Unless you want to be that cannon fodder that we can spot a mile away. But there's a time and place for everything. There might be one day where you have to be. Might be one day where I'll have to be. I pray that day never comes. I don't like being a bullseye. tends to hurt. But then again, I've been that bullseye for a very long time now. See, even I'm not that blind. Because every action has an equal reaction. Sometimes it's not equal. Whoever invented that saying needs shot, honestly. I've never had anything that the cause and effect ever be equal. Ever. But, that's the saying, so take it for what you want. Just know it's never equal. It's just like, the getting even game. Oh, I don't get even. Not even a little bit. My getting even's vengeance. You're going to stop. You'll never do it again. You'll beg me to stop. That's me getting even. I never forgive. I never forget. I might forgive, but I'll never forget. When you're least expecting it, I'm getting mine. I'm patient. I used to hate that word. But as you get older, wiser, yes, I agree. Patience is a virtue. You asked me that when I was in my teens and early 20s? Yeah, right. But I learned patience over the years. And I'm quite good at it. But I'm also quite good at seizing the moment. Carpe diem. Seize the day. I'll seize it. I see the opportunity and I know it's right. I'm seizing it. But it's knowing the difference between the two. When to be patient and when to take action and when to take non-action. When to sit back and observe and watch. Then open your mouth. I am that watcher that watches. I'm that monster that meddles and plays. I am that label whatever I need to be that label. I'm the loving fiance, but I'm also the very vengeful one if you cross her, do any wrong to her. And I am that monster. I'm no angel. I'm definitely no saint. I can be, if I so choose to be. We all can be. We all should strive to be. I'm not going to put too much effort in that. Firm believer, no good deed goes unpunished. I mean, every time I do a good deed for someone, there's backlash. Almost guarantee it. But then again, patience. Wow. Okay. So maybe all these good deeds eventually added up to something. I doubt it, but play the mind games and trick my mind to think, okay, life's great though. Not complaining right now. While I'm sitting here sipping on Crown Royal Peach, talking to you, occasionally chewing on my candy corn. Like I said, every day's fucking Halloween. And I'm enjoying it. Are you? Oh, I know you're not. Trust me. Because I'd be lying if I said I am. Been enjoying it, which I just said. Part of me's enjoying it, but a part of me hates it. Hates flipping on people's channels, listening to what they're saying. Hate going to Twitter anymore because it's just full of it. Hate going to Facebook because, Jesus, you're fact checking everything. God, I wish I was one of your fact checkers and get paid all that to sit on my lazy ass. Oh, wait, I'm not lazy. I can't be lazy. I tried the other night at work and failed miserably. Literally failed miserably. There was a guy at work there. I mean, just dude, oh my god. I'm like, I'm pulling a Dano tonight. I'm Dano tonight. Dude's like, how's that going for you? I'm like, dude, I can't do it. I gotta be doing something. I don't care if it's coming back here and helping you for a little bit. I'm that bored. I can't do it. I gotta be doing something. I don't see how he did it. It's just I'm not capable of it. But some people are. That's cool. Maybe one day you'll teach me how to be that, but I wouldn't want to be that. I can't be that. There's so much shit to do in this world. There's so many things still yet to see, do, adventure, explore. Yeah, unfortunately, all it takes money. So, I got to thinking, and he's like, man, I've yet to take a real vacation. Every vacation day I've used, I took 2 days to move, which ended up after ended up going on quarantine that week. So that turned into 10 days. I ended up taking now I quickly learned how 10-hour days and having to take vacation to cover those 2 days suck. Because there's 20 hours of vacation time I just lost. But I needed a full week's paycheck, so there's the sacrifices we make. Because I could have easily not brought in a doctor's excuse. I just took the points. But I needed the paycheck, so. Then I was supposed to go on vacation in June. That didn't happen. But good thing came out of that, so I'm not mad about that one. It's just, now it's going to take me forever to build back up to where I can take a full week vacation. Because I was at 32 hours, so 20, I'm back down to 13. So that's a day. And the 3 hours don't cover a half a day, so yeah, the new our new little system sucks. Don't get sick. But it is what it is, That's how things are working these days. I know, like I said, I have nothing bad to say about where I work. They're amazing. They treat us like family. Yes, we have a little tiff about certain things from time to time, but they still treat us like family. They treat us like Americans. No, you go anywhere in our building, you'll see an American flag flying inside the building. You step outside, you'll see the flag on the flagpole. When it's time to be lowered to half mast, they make sure it's lowered to half mast. I love it. It's probably one of the most, patriotic places I've ever worked, where you feel that you're family. You feel that you're working for a patriotic company. Oh, I'm lucky. I'm blessed. But then again, I am what I am. That's me choosing to believe all that. But I see it. I live it every day. But others don't see it that way. Oh, we don't get paid enough. True. We could get paid a little bit better. But then again, technically, it's kind of still a mom and pop's business. They started it. And I know how this works. I come from family that my mom's side of the family, her parents did it. They started out making the bread in their oven and selling it on the street corner to eventually buying a small little building and create a small little bakery. And from there, a big bakery to where they had it to where, like I said, I know what it's like to have that silver spoon. I know what it's like to have maids that clean, cook. Been there, done that. Don't like it. It bothered the hell out of me. And that was at 10, 9, 8 years old. Yeah. But they worked for every dime of it. They made sure their kids went to the best schools, wasn't taught in the public schools. They grew their businesses, bought land, reinvested the money to where none of their kids ever want. Only if they choose to. Most of them were doctors, lawyers, dentists, business owners, architects, or in the high-ranking military officials. But they started with nothing. You know, their story is funny. They're from Brazil. My mom's from Brazil. Her family's all Brazilian. They did what we're supposed to be doing here, what everybody sees in America as the American dream. That can't be done right now. That hasn't been able to be done for many, many years, many couple decades. You know, the idea of the American dream here. It still happens. It's a few people manage to find a way to do it. Big big props to like people like Upchurch, Ryan Upchurch. Will not take a record contract. Use the tools at his disposal. And he's living fat, happy. Well, I can't speak if he's happy or not, honestly. But he made himself a true icon of what Americana is about, living the American dream. He showed people that it can be done. You don't need to be part of this record label or any of them. You don't need anybody controlling you. You can do it. They've given us all the tools. And he's done videos on it. Him going into a record company. He keeps them. Keeps the little stuff. I was like, no, they ain't interested. I do better. I'm better off without you. I make more money without you. And I'm free to do what I want and I please when it comes to my content. I don't got somebody tell me, can't be played on the radio. Or those lyrics are going to offend people. You can't say that. He truly stuck it to the man. He does it every day. The dream's still capable of happening. It's a hard road. Now we see young entrepreneurs doing do-it-yourself projects, making money out of it. It's still there, but man, they don't make it easy. Because there's so much shit that comes along with it. Now you gotta be responsible for every dime you make, every penny you make. You gotta keep a ledger, you gotta keep books. Well, until at least eventually you get enough money where you pay somebody to keep your books. They don't make it easy. And why would they? They are the monsters of this world. If you're making it without them, then you're taking the control and power they have over that industry away from them. Talk about monsters. Monsters fear. They fear more than we do, honestly. So what are we? Are we going to keep letting these monsters hide up under our beds, in our closets, scare us till we can't sleep at night because I'm so worried about I might not have a job? Well, first off, no pen has been put into paper. No executive order has been signed. I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to make people aware. But I am not worried. And when it comes time for that, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'll probably be without a job. But then again, maybe it's time for the mom and pop stores to come back. They're going to make it easy for us. We don't need to be hiring 100 people. As long as we stay under that mark, I'm sure they'll lower that mark. So the hurt people, when they start saying, oh, They found a loophole, and I just gave them the loophole. I don't care. You're not dictating my freedom of choice. The buck stops there. In fact, the buck stops there when you try to do it to anyone. I don't care if they're vaccinated, unvaccinated. I don't care what their belief, skin color is. They're my fellow brothers and sisters, and the buck stops there. You're not taking their freedom of choices away. Like I said, some people are going to applaud the man that fired all the vaccinated workers. No, that's not the answer. What he did was wrong. Plain and simple. He's just as much as part of the problem. He's taking the people's choices away from them that chose to get vaccinated and saying, well, you're wrong, you're evil. You're vaccinated, you get a job elsewhere. Yes, they can. But you're still wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. And we got to not let ourselves fall in those footsteps. We cannot become what they are. We cannot become the monsters that they are. Yes, we can use their tactics. Yes, we can use the tools that are before us. But never can we punish our fellow brothers and sisters because they made a choice. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, every day's Halloween. Let's have fun. Let's take back some of that fear. Let's make them fear. Because they're more fearful than us. We just got to conquer our own fears and redirect that right back where it came from. You all have a good night. Enjoy your work weeks. I may do a podcast as I'm going during my commute, once or twice this week during my commute. We'll see. I haven't really played around with it yet. I had it set up to go, and I just like, no, I don't. I'm just too tired. I don't feel like it. I need to focus on the road. But I'm going to try it this week, sometime this week. I will see you then, hopefully. If not, be the weekend. Maybe. I can't promise that one yet either. That's why I don't schedule things. That's why I do things spur of the moment. I don't know if the old lady's going to be back from deployment this week or not. She'll know Wednesday, so I don't know what my weekend's going to be like. If she's back, I'm spending it with her. If she's not, I might do a podcast. That's how I feel. Or I might just go out and enjoy the fall weather and celebrations, which is much better than sitting here seeing all this negative content. So, I don't know. It's choices. We all have them. We just hope we make the best of them. You guys all have a good night.